Acheron and Firefly were my first two limited 5 stars in Honkai Star Rail and are still to this day two of my favorite characters. And after pulling Cypher to complete my Acheron team in the last update and finally enabling my Acheron to clear endgame content on 3-star pace, it is now time to do the same for Firefly. I pulled the Dahlia for her and I had to go to pity 2 times, so I really hope it was worth it. Everyone is saying that Dahlia is the savior of break teams, so let's find out if it's actually true. Can the Dahlia save my Firefly? Okay, there she is, the Dahlia, and as always in my showcases, the first thing to do is of course show off the build of the new character. So let's see what my Dahlia looks like. And a quick disclaimer here at the beginning, I did not do much farming for her. Most of her relics are just leftover pieces from when I was farming for Firefly, so some of them don't even have the right main stats, but I think her build is fine for now. As you can see, she has over 3000 HP, 2000 attack, decent amount of defense as well, and I was just able to reach the 160 speed breakpoint. Crit is not really important, but she also has 200 break effect. The Lightcon I'm using is the one from the Herter shop at S5. It's just a decent stat stick because it gives a bunch of break effect. And the traces are almost maxed out. I still have to unlock this one here and max out the skill, but most of it is maxed out. And the relics are of course Forge and Iron Cavalry, with a focus on speed and break effect. As you can see here, this one said he doesn't have break effect, but at least a bit of speed. I'm using a defense body piece here, didn't have an HP one, so for now she's gonna be in defense. At least it has a bit of speed, and of course I'm using speed boots with some break effect. An attack orb here, I'm pretty sure you also want HP or defense here, but I didn't have a single one, so I just used this attack one since it does have speed and break effect. And the rope also break effect with speed. And the Eidolon is 0, I don't have any Eidolons for her. So yeah, that's my Dahlia. And since this is also kind of a Firefly showcase, let's just take a look at the Firefly build real quick. I did actually get a bunch of good relics for her last update thanks to Relic Recon, so she's a bit better than she used to be at 2600 attack and 162 speed. I actually saw some calcs and heard a lot of people talk about the new speed breakpoints for Firefly and that you kind of want to reach 178 speed if you have the Dahlia. And I'm just wondering how. How are people actually reaching 178? Like, just getting 162 was already difficult enough for me. You need so many speed rolls on your relics, it's almost impossible to get to 178, unless you have, like, Fine on Slidecon, I guess, which I think increases base speed. But yeah, that's my Firefly. She also has a decent amount of break effect, of course, and the Lightcon, she also uses the one from the Herter shop. It's kind of a budget break team in terms of the Lightcons. Traces are maxed out, same sets as the Dahlia, and yeah, of course also a speed and break focus. And yeah, like I said, I tried to get speed, but it's just so difficult to get relics to actually roll a lot into speed. But I do think my build is pretty decent, right? It's just, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to reach 178 speed outside of combat. It's just not feasible unless you're a super whale who uses Stellar Jade to refresh Trailblaze power, or you are just the luckiest person alive. Anyway, she's also actually E1. And the team I'm gonna be using, you can see it down the right, but let's open the team screen actually for a proper view at it. I'm using Harmony Trailblazer, of course, and also Link Shadow. I guess I could replace Link Shadow through and May if I wanna go Sustainless. Maybe I'm gonna try that later on, but let's first go with what I'm used to, which is playing with a Sustain. I'm also hoping that I can get Fugu in a few weeks when her banner starts to replace Stell here, because I kinda need Remembrance Stell for my Saber and Evernight. So as long as Firefly also needs Stell, I can never really use Firefly at the same time as Evernight, for example. But yeah, for now that's the Firefly team. So, let's now actually go straight to MOC 12. There we are. And you have only 3-star this rotation, but apparently it didn't save my teams. Okay, that's interesting. I don't remember exactly which teams I used, but probably Evernight and Saber. Those are my strongest DPSs. Okay, now Hule here has Fire Weakness, but that actually doesn't really matter because we can implant Fire Weakness. So let's just use Firefly in the first half here against Sam. Okay, that's kind of poetic, I guess. But yet this used to be a really bad matchup because from what I remember, Sam actually locks weaknesses. So you can't actually break, so break teams are usually really bad here. But with the Dahlia, that shouldn't really be a problem, because we should be able to deal super break damage without breaking the enemy. And yeah, second half doesn't really matter, I'm not doing the second half today. So let's just put my Saber team there. And now let's go in and see how this goes. Can I clear this on 3-star pace, which is 5 cycles or less? What does Dahlia actually do? I think, if I remember correctly, her technique creates a zone. And yeah, now we actually should already do like super break damage when we initiate the combat. But yeah, let's actually use this and this as well, and then initiate combat with Firefly. There we go. And yeah, already we are doing some super break, immediately getting the follow-up attack from Dahlia. That's good. Taking some damage, and yeah, then I guess we just do this and activate Firefly's ult right away. And also attack right away. And are we already... Yeah, we're already doing a super break even against her. This guy obviously got broken, but she didn't break, and we still did super break against her. So that's what the Dahlia does, basically. Why she is so damn good. She allows us to do super break damage even against enemies that are not weakness broken. Which, you know, kind of goes against the definition of weakness break and against what break teams are meant to do, but whatever. Let's just roll with it. Okay, anyway, Dahlia's turn now, and with her skill we create a zone, right, that allows us to do that super break damage even against non-weakness broken enemies. But it's already active because we used the technique, so I guess we can just basic attack here, right, to get a skill point. I don't think we need to skill. So let's do that. And yeah, that does super break, of course. And let's actually use her ult now. And her ult should shred the enemy's defense. And also does a bit of damage. And let's heal up here and break the other enemy. And now, with Stealth's ult, we get even more super break damage. So now the actual damage comes in. Dahlia enables us to do super break against non-weakness broken enemies, and Stealth actually gives us the big super break multiplier. So how much damage is this gonna do now? Let's see. Okay, yeah, pretty good amount. And then immediately follow-up attack for more damage. Not bad. Let's actually use that as well. Get some more super break while we have all the buffs. Skill zone is still active, so let's just basic attack. Doing pretty good so far. Still in the first cycle. And we're also doing very well on skill points here. Okay, first cycle is over. But we're almost done with the first wave. Definitely should be able to do this in the second cycle. And the skill is gone now, so let's reapply that. There we go. And do this. Okay, that kills that enemy. Perfect. Firefly leaves combustion, but that should be fine. We definitely need to heal here. So yeah, maybe this team is not ready for sustainless, because Dahlia and Lingsha almost died. But here we go. Now the actual boss fight. And yeah, immediately the weakness gets locked. We can't actually weakness break Sam. But thanks to Dahlia, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. So let's just do this. Get Firefly's burst back immediately. We have almost no downtime. That's good. And yeah, immediately do some damage. Okay, not great damage, but that's because we don't have all the buffs active right now. Let's actually use her ult to shred Sam's defense. And then basic attack to get a skill point. And yeah, no need to heal here, so it's just basic attack. And we also still have all of Stealth effects active, right? So let's also just basic attack. Now, damage. Yeah, again, it's still not a lot, but we are getting there slowly but surely. I mean, Sam only has 1 HP per here, so maybe she's tankier than other bosses because of that. Anyway, we do have a lot of skill points. Let's just set up the zone again. Refresh it, even though we still had 1 turn left of it. And now we can actually do some toughness damage there. Okay. And then we do this. And this should do huge damage to the toughness bar. Yeah, almost broke her here. Well, this breaks now. Perfect. Then we use Stealth ult again. And Firefly. Pretty decent damage. Yeah, we're making good progress. But the third cycle is almost over now. But yeah, we're constantly doing super break, which is nice. Like, a lot of these turns here that Firefly takes just would have done 0 damage before. And now they're doing at least a bit. I mean, we did 300k there. So the damage is not bad. It's just that Sam is really, really tanky. Okay, now we can do some actual toughness damage again. So let's just use everything we can here. to break Sam as fast as possible. This should do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Just a bit more. We're almost there. Okay, yeah, I think we are actually doing this in 5 cycles, which is 3-star pace, which is better than what my Firefly was able to do before, for sure. Okay, combustion ends there, but we immediately get another turn, and can immediately go into the ult again. So, you know what? I feel like my speed is fine. I don't know if I really need to hit the 178 speed breakpoint with Firefly. It feels okay right now. But anyway, this should do the trick, right? Almost, almost. Is Linkshire gonna get the kill? No? Dahlia? No, still not? Okay. Yeah, Sam is just so tanky. But that means that Firefly actually gets the kill, which is very nice. So let's do this. There we go. Okay. That's actually 4 cycles. Remaining cycles 26. Okay, I thought it was 5 cycles, but apparently 4 cycles, which is actually really good, considering that we fought an enemy who can lock their own weakness. That would have been an impossible fight for Firefly before. We would have taken over 10 cycles probably, before Dahlia. But now it just doesn't matter. Whatever we do, we're always doing super break damage. Thanks to the newest character. So yeah, to no one's surprise, Dahlia is actually as good as people say. That team really did feel like a big improvement over what I was able to do previously with Firefly. So now I just need to get Fugu to actually really complete the Firefly team. Or, well, it is complete, you know. Harmony still works really well there, of course. In some situations, probably even better than Fugu, unless you go for Fugu Eidolons, which I'm not planning to. But yeah, the point, like I said in the beginning, is to just free up Stel, so I can just focus on Remembrance Stel for my other teams, which is why I'm definitely gonna roll for Fugu. But for now, I'm pretty happy with my Firefly team, with the Dahlia now. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm still not the biggest fan of Dahlia. Like, her design is not bad, don't get me wrong, but there are definitely characters that I like more, but it was worth rolling for her. Simply so that my Firefly actually feels viable again for the first time in a long time in endgame content. Because, like I said in the intro, Firefly is one of my favorite Honkai Star Rail characters, together with Acheron and also Evernight. I think those are my top 3 currently, if we exclude Saber. But Saber's a collab character, so she's kind of a special case. And yeah, now all 3 of them, Evernight, Acheron, Firefly, they all feel good enough to be used in endgame with the teams I currently have for them and the builds I have for them. Dahlia was like the last missing piece. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with where my account is now. So tell me in the comments what you think about the Dahlia and whether you rolled for her or not. And also if you think I could have done some things better to clear even faster, please let me know. Last time when I did the same thing with Cypher, a lot of people left really useful tips that made me better at playing Cypher. So if there's anything that I missed or that I did wrong while playing Dahlia here, this was my first time playing her, so I might have made mistakes. Please let me know in the comments, I appreciate all the help. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, then also please consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel for more Honkai Star Rail and other gacha content. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.